Imagine this, you're arguably the most iconic woman on the planet. 3 Grammys deep, a global empire, and you finally secured your soulmate. For real, though. You literally called your first meeting a cinematic masterpiece. You're out here serving his family Sunday dinner, celebrating every holiday together, and planning a whole forever. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, this man stares you down and confesses he isn't sure if he can actually stay loyal to one woman. One person. Stay locked in, because we're just scratching the surface, and trust me, the mess gets significantly nastier before the credits roll. Let me set the stage properly, because this drama has levels, and if you skip the prologue, you'll never understand why this betrayal cuts so deep. Megan Thee Stallion, 31 years old, 3-time Grammy winner, has dominated the rap game for 5 straight years. This isn't some rookie, this isn't a girl looking for an identity. Megan is the blueprint. And frankly, she earned the right to be selective about who enters her circle. Now, before Klay, her previous public romance was a disaster nobody would wish on their worst enemy. Without getting too graphic, she was gaslit, publicly shamed, and spent years fighting for her life in one of the most toxic legal battles in hip-hop history. So, when she finally stepped out and said, "Hey, I found the one and it's this guy," the world was actually rooting for her. No cap. The fan base was locked in. And Klay Thompson, 5-time NBA All-Star, for rings with the Golden State Warriors, one of the most decorated shooters in league history. On paper, it was a power couple. But here's the tea on where Klay actually stood when this whole flame started. He is 36 years old and just limped out of what everyone agrees was the absolute basement of his career, playing for the Dallas Mavericks. The Splash Brothers era is deceased. That version of Klay, the untouchable, unstoppable, lights-out sniper, he doesn't exist anymore. And that matters. Bookmark that detail, because it explains everything. Okay, here's where the world actually stopped turning. Saturday, April 25th, 2026, Megan hits her Instagram story and just torches the entire bridge in real time. No PR cleanup, no corporate filter, just Megan venting and the entire internet refreshing their feeds in shock. She wrote, and I'm quoting this literally so you know it's not a reach, "Cheating had me around your whole family playing house. Got cold feet." She then detailed holding him down through what she called, in all caps, horrible mood swings and garbage treatment during his basketball season. Then came the bombshell, the specific line that made the entire internet collective gasp. She said, "Now you don't know if you can be monogamous." Read that back again. This man literally renamed his actual boat after her, the SS Stallion. You don't pull a stunt like that for a maybe. That is a massive, high-stakes flex. That is shouting to the universe, "This woman is my forever." Yet, this same man allegedly looked Megan Thee Stallion in the face and admitted he wasn't sure he could stay loyal to just one person. And she walked, because obviously. She ended her broadcast with her exact words, "I need a real break after this one. Bye y'all." No cryptic subtweets, no vague lyrics, fully tagged, fully dragged, and fully finished. That is how you close a chapter with authority. The internet went into a total frenzy, and honestly, rightfully so. People weren't just reacting to a celebrity split, they were reacting to a universal nightmare. The idea of someone soaking up every perk of a committed life, the family dinners, the cohabitation, being the red carpet plus one, while secretly refusing to actually commit. That isn't a rich person problem, that's a real-world trauma that triggers everybody. Which is exactly why this story jumped from the sports blog straight into the mainstream culture conversation. Then you have the Klay angle, and the internet is dragging him to hell. The image of a man who branded his boat for her, who had her cooking for his father, and who was posing for cozy couple shots just last month, only to pivot and say he's done with monogamy. That legacy is permanent. The SS Stallion memes will be haunting his comment sections every time he misses a jumper for the next decade. Just wait. But here is the part everyone is glossing over. Right after that story, she dropped the hammer. She didn't go to a random blog, she went straight to TMZ. She said, "I've made the decision to end my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me, and when those values are compromised, there's no path forward. That is a veteran move. Not the cheating, but the absolute mastery of her own narrative. She moved first, she spoke loudest, and she went direct. Before any tabloid could distort the facts, before some anonymous source could spin the lies, Meghan ensured her truth was the only truth. That isn't a woman spiraling, that's a professional who learned the hard way that if you don't control the story, the world will invent a version that ruins you. Now, here's the plot twist that makes this hit different. Think back to how Meghan described them initially. She told reporters on a red carpet it was a freaking movie. She claimed he was the kindest soul she had ever encountered and was literally manifesting a ring in public as recently as February. This wasn't a girl just passing time, she genuinely believed she had one. So this betrayal isn't just about some side piece. It's about the massive gap between the nice guy he sold her and the man he became when the pressure got real. And you have to look at the career trajectory. Klay Thompson is at the finish line of his NBA journey. 1 year left on that deal, and his stats are a shell of his prime. The identity he spent his whole life building is evaporating, and while that doesn't excuse the lies, it reveals a man chasing shallow validation that a stable, mature relationship could never provide. Some men need chaos to feel alive, and a grounded, serious partnership with someone like Meghan in 2026 is the last place a man in a total midlife crisis wants to be. So, what is the fallout? Meghan the Stallion exited with her crown perfectly straight. She spoke her piece, set her boundary, and vanished. No begging, no receipt war, no waiting for him to change. She said fidelity is non-negotiable, and then she actually walked the talk. That is rare. Most people scream about boundaries and then stay for the drama anyway. She didn't. For Klay, the off-court brand damage is catastrophic. This is now the permanent headline attached to his legacy as he enters the final stretch of his career. Not the rings, not the legendary shooting, not the comeback. Just this. And he has stayed absolutely silent. No statement, no denial, no defense. In 2026, silence in the face of an accusation this specific only confirms one thing. The big picture, though, and the part one can't shake, is that Meghan called this a movie. She thought he was the best man she ever knew. Somewhere between that red carpet and April 25th, the script flipped, and she was brave enough to stop the production instead of faking a happy ending. Some people simply cannot handle the caliber of love they are given. Sometimes the ultimate power move is realizing that early enough to leave before you lose your mind. Meghan did that. Give me your thoughts below. Do you think Klay ever explains himself? And are we getting this entire heartbreak on the next album? Because you know Meghan turns pain into platinum better than anyone in the industry. If that track list drops, I'm streaming it day one. Join the circle if you're new here. You know this is where the real talk happens.